Have you ever looked down at your morning bowl of oatmeal and thought, at least I'm starting my day right? Millions of older Americans do just that every single morning. And with good reason, oatmeal is often seen as the go-to breakfast for heart health, digestive ease, and balanced energy. But what if I told you that the real problem isn't the oatmeal itself, but what you're adding to it? That splash of creamer, that just a spoonful of brown sugar, those dried fruits you were told were healthy. Each of them may quietly be working against your body, especially as you age. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive. Blood sugar regulation changes, your liver and kidneys don't filter quite like they used to, and digestion tends to slow down. And that means the little choices you make at breakfast, yes, even in your oatmeal, can have a much bigger impact than you might think. This video is not here to scare you. It's here to inform you. Because once you understand how certain popular oatmeal toppings affect the aging body, you can make small, powerful adjustments that protect your heart, stabilize your energy, and even improve your digestion. In just a few minutes, we'll walk through 7 common oatmeal add-ins that are often seen as harmless, even healthy, but may actually be quietly draining your vitality. Stay with me until the end, because even removing just one of these ingredients could help you sleep better, think clearer, and feel stronger. Let's make your breakfast work for you, not against you. Your health deserves nothing less. 1. Brown sugar. Sweet but sneaky. Let's talk about one of the most innocent-looking ingredients in your pantry. Brown sugar. It feels a little more natural than white sugar, doesn't it? A bit rustic, even comforting. And when you sprinkle it into your warm morning oatmeal, it gives you that familiar sweetness that feels like a reward for waking up early. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't care whether it's white, brown, or raw sugar. After age 60, your metabolism slows down, your pancreas works harder to regulate insulin, and your sensitivity to sugar spikes increases significantly. And brown sugar, despite its earthy appeal, still causes those sharp blood sugar surges that can leave you tired, foggy, and craving more sweets within the hour. Think about it. Have you ever felt like taking a nap by 10:30 a.m., even after a healthy breakfast? That spoonful of brown sugar might be the culprit. What many older adults don't realize is that repeated daily spikes in blood glucose, especially first thing in the morning, can wear down insulin response, contribute to belly fat, and increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And the worst part? You think you're eating well. There's also a deeper layer. Sugar stimulates dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. As it fades, your body subtly asks for another hit. That's not a lack of willpower. It's a biological feedback loop, one that gets harder to manage as we age. So what's the solution? Swap out that brown sugar for natural flavor enhancers, like a dash of cinnamon, a few slices of ripe banana, or a drop of vanilla extract. These add warmth and gentle sweetness without flooding your system. Remember, the goal isn't to fear sweetness. It's to choose the kind your body can process with grace. Especially now, your breakfast should set you up for energy, not exhaustion. Let's make that first meal work with your body, not against it. 2. Artificial sweeteners. The sugar-free trap. If you've ever reached for the pink, yellow, or blue packets instead of sugar, thinking it was the healthier choice, you're not alone. Many seniors have made the switch to artificial sweeteners to cut calories or manage blood sugar. But what if those little packets were doing more harm than good? The truth is, your body is incredibly smart. When it tastes something sweet, it expects calories and nutrients to follow. But artificial sweeteners like sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin confuse that system. You get the sweet taste, but no actual fuel. Over time, this mismatch can throw off your metabolism and insulin response, especially in older adults whose hormonal balance is already shifting, and the effects don't stop at blood sugar. Many of these sugar substitutes are processed by your liver. While they may not spike glucose levels directly, they still add to your liver's workload, right alongside your medications, dietary fats, and environmental toxins. That extra burden can lead to sluggishness, poor digestion, and subtle inflammation, often long before symptoms appear in lab results. You might think you're being safe by avoiding sugar, but artificial sweeteners come with their own risks, including increased cravings, slower metabolism, and potential gut imbalances. Some studies even suggest they may alter gut bacteria in ways that affect mood, appetite, and immune response. There's a better way. If you want a hint of sweetness in your oatmeal, turn to natural, whole food options. A pinch of cinnamon, a drop of almond extract, or a handful of fresh berries can satisfy your taste buds, while providing real nutrients your body can use. You've spent a lifetime earning your health. Now's the time to protect it by choosing real over artificial and nourishment over imitation. Because a sweet life doesn't have to come from sweeteners, it can come from feeling truly well from the inside out. 3. Dried fruits, a sweet trap in disguise. They look wholesome, they come from fruit, and they sit right next to the health foods in your grocery aisle. But here's the surprising truth. Dried fruits can quietly overload your system with concentrated sugar, especially if you're over 60. When fruit is dried, the water disappears, but the sugar stays. And not just any sugar, fructose, which places a unique burden on your liver. Unlike glucose, which your muscles and brain can use immediately, fructose must be processed almost entirely by your liver. That means every handful of raisins, dried cranberries, or apricots adds to the liver's workload day after day. And it's not just about natural sugars. Many dried fruits are coated in added sweeteners or syrups to enhance flavor and shelf life. Just 2 tablespoons of sweetened dried cranberries can contain more sugar than a chocolate chip cookie. That's a heavy hit for something labeled healthy. As we age, our liver function naturally slows, and so does our ability to process sugar efficiently. Over time, excess fructose can contribute to fatty liver disease, even in those who don't drink alcohol. You might notice signs like bloating, sluggish digestion, or rising blood pressure, and not realize it's coming from your healthy breakfast. But you don't have to give up fruit in your oatmeal. Instead of dried fruit, try adding fresh options like apple slices, blueberries, or half a banana. These contain fiber and water, which helps slow sugar absorption and ease your liver's burden. You still get that touch of sweetness, but in a form your body recognizes and can handle. At this stage in life, every choice matters, and sometimes the healthiest habit is to go back to the basics. Real food in its natural form. Your liver has done a lifetime of work. Let's lighten the load, not add to it. 4. Flavored oatmeal packets. Convenience at a hidden cost. We all appreciate a quick and easy breakfast, especially if we're cooking for one, or don't feel like starting the stove at 6:30 a.m. That's why pre-flavored oatmeal packets are so popular. Just tear, pour, add water, and microwave. It feels like a smart shortcut. But what if that convenience was coming with a cost your body can't afford? Here's the thing. Those friendly little packets are often loaded with more than just oats. Many contain added sugars, artificial flavors, preservatives, and surprisingly high levels of sodium, all of which can quietly wear down your health, especially as you age. Let's start with the salt. A single packet can have anywhere from 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium, and that's before adding milk or topping it with butter. If you're also eating toast, canned soup, or deli meats later in the day, it adds up fast. For older adults managing blood pressure, fluid retention, or kidney concerns, this daily overload may quietly push the system over the edge. Then there's the flavoring itself. Most of these packets don't actually contain real apple or maple syrup. They're flavored with chemical imitations and sweeteners designed to mimic the taste. These synthetic ingredients may trick your taste buds, but your liver and kidneys still have to process them. And let's not forget the bloating, puffiness, and strange fatigue some people feel after breakfast. Symptoms that often go unlinked to that innocent oatmeal pouch. The good news? You don't need fancy packets to enjoy a delicious, nutritious bowl. Just stick with plain, rolled, or steel-cut oats and flavor it yourself with cinnamon, a few apple slices, or chopped nuts. It takes only a few extra minutes, but your body will thank you with steadier energy and better digestion. In a world full of shortcuts, this is one moment where slowing down pays off. 5. Non-dairy creamers. Creamy look, hidden risks. They're convenient, they're shelf-stable, and they promise to be lactose-free. What's not to love? For many older adults, non-dairy creamers seem like the perfect way to add creaminess to their oatmeal without worrying about dairy. But here's what the labels don't always tell you. Many non-dairy creamers are packed with ingredients that quietly work against your health. Let's start with the fats. A surprising number of powdered and liquid creamers use partially hydrogenated oils, which are known sources of trans fats, even when the label claims trans fat-free. The trick? If the serving size is small enough, companies can round it down to 0. But used daily, those trace amounts add up fast. Trans fats have been directly linked to higher LDL, bad cholesterol, lower HDL, good cholesterol, and increased inflammation throughout the body. For seniors already managing heart or vascular issues, this creates an unnecessary risk with every spoonful. And that's not the end of the story. To mimic cream's rich texture and flavor, many non-dairy creamers include artificial thickeners, emulsifiers, and chemical flavorings. These don't nourish the body, they burden it. Your liver and kidneys have to work overtime to filter out substances your system was never designed to process, especially after years of medications, environmental exposure, and natural age-related slowdown. What you're left with is a product that looks creamy and comforting, but may be quietly fueling joint inflammation, cholesterol imbalance, or digestive discomfort. So, what can you use instead? Try unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or organic half and half, real foods with real nutrients. Even a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt can give you that creamy mouthfeel without overwhelming your system. You deserve a warm, nourishing breakfast that honors your health, not one filled with synthetic shortcuts. After all, your body's done a lifetime of heavy lifting. Let's not ask it to work even harder, for the sake of a creamy swirl. 6. Store-bought granola. Crunch that comes at a cost. Granola often wears a health halo. With its golden clusters and rustic packaging, it feels like a wholesome, heart-friendly topping for your oatmeal. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Most store-bought granolas are quietly loaded with sugar, refined oils, and preservatives that could be undermining your health, bite by bite. To get that familiar crunch and sweetness, manufacturers usually bake oats in syrups made from brown sugar, honey, or rice syrup, and often use oils like canola, soybean, or even palm oil. These ingredients are inexpensive to produce and create long shelf lives, but your body pays the price. Those sweetened clusters can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride, especially problematic for older adults managing insulin resistance, prediabetes, or energy crashes. And even if a brand says low sugar, check again. The serving size might be unrealistically small, like 1/4 cup. Most of us pour much more than that, unintentionally doubling or tripling the sugar and fat content. There's also the inflammatory effect. Heavily processed vegetable oils and added sugars can lead to chronic, low-grade inflammation, a contributor to stiff joints, fatigue, and higher cardiovascular risk in aging adults. One more hidden trap: many granolas include natural flavors or binders to keep ingredients from clumping. These additives may be benign for younger people, but for seniors with slower digestion or liver concerns, they can quietly increase the toxic load your body has to manage every day. So what's the alternative? If you love a little crunch, try chopped raw nuts, unsweetened coconut flakes, or toasted seeds like pumpkin or sunflower. These deliver texture, fiber, and healthy fats without overwhelming your body with sugar and oils. Granola doesn't have to be the enemy, but it shouldn't sneak in disguised as a health food either. At this stage of life, being label savvy matters. And when you build your breakfast with real, whole ingredients, your body responds with clarity, energy, and ease. 7. Commercial protein powders. Too much of a good thing? Protein is essential, especially as we age. It supports muscle strength, satiety, and recovery. So it makes sense that many older adults stir protein powders into their morning oatmeal, thinking it's a smart health boost. But here's the part most people miss. Not all protein is created equal, especially when it comes in powder form. Many commercial protein powders are ultra-processed and contain a cocktail of synthetic ingredients, artificial sweeteners, stabilizers, flavorings, and preservatives. These are added to make the powder taste good and mix easily, but they can also place a hidden burden on your liver and kidneys, which may already be working harder due to age or medication use. Here's something else most people don't realize. Your aging body doesn't handle excess protein the same way it once did. After about age 60, the body becomes less efficient at metabolizing and clearing unused protein. If you consume more than you need, especially from concentrated, low-quality sources, it can contribute to kidney strain, bloating, or even fluid retention, often without immediate symptoms. And while protein is essential, it works best when delivered with other nutrients, the way it's packaged in whole foods like eggs, nuts, or legumes. A scoop of powder might seem like a shortcut, but it can come with unintended consequences if used daily. One man's story comes to mind. He added protein powder to his oatmeal every morning on advice from a fitness blog. After a few months, his doctor noticed changes in his kidney function. When he switched to real food sources like Greek yogurt or a hard-boiled egg, his lab results improved and he felt less bloated too. So if you're aiming to increase your protein intake, do it the smart way. Stick with natural, whole food sources that your body can absorb and process without the added chemicals. Your organs have supported you for decades. Choosing cleaner fuel is one of the simplest ways to return the favor. Your morning oatmeal was never the enemy. In fact, it can still be one of the most comforting, nourishing ways to start your day if you choose your mix-ins wisely. What we've uncovered today isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Brown sugar, artificial sweeteners, dried fruits, flavored packets, non-dairy creamers, store-bought granola, and commercial protein powders might all seem harmless or even healthy at first glance. But as we age, our bodies respond differently. Our digestion slows, our insulin sensitivity shifts, and our organs work harder to process what we put in. The good news? Small changes can lead to big results. By replacing those hidden troublemakers with real whole ingredients like cinnamon, berries, plain nuts, or unsweetened plant-based milk, you support your body, not burden it. Remember, your breakfast doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to be honest. Simple, natural foods that your body recognizes will always outperform processed shortcuts in the long run. So here's your gentle challenge. Take a moment to reflect. Which of these 7 ingredients are sneaking into your routine? And which one are you ready to let go of, starting tomorrow? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your own kitchen. Your experiences could inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and empowers. Thank you for watching, and here's to starting your day and your health on the right foot.